So take a good seat. So Lakshmi. So the Hindu deities, I went in studying them like, okay, anything else I studied. And the Greek and so Greeks and Romans, their gods are kind of human gods. They get jealous and they do stupid things and things happen because of those stupid things. But boy, if you want complexity and depth, the Hindu gods are just off the charts in terms of complexity, and I would even say contradictions. It's like, wait, like when we get to Ganesha, it's like Ganesha's the remover of obstacles. But he also places them. And it's like, it's like, so when I went into the study of the Hindu gods and goddesses, I went into it with the desire to, I went into it with this desire to make total sense of it. I was going to master it, right? Well, you don't have to dig too deep, as Jill knows, and Mary and Sherry know from their yoga teacher training. You dig a little deep and it's just like, it's a big tangle. So then once I realized I was not going to master and understand what each one meant and the symbolism, it stands for one thing, no, is to go in and say, well, what today speaks to me from this deity, and some of them were doing sages and were Buddha. I don't know what's Buddha anyway, and different characters in the yoga literature, the Hindu literature as well. But Lakshmi, some of them trivialize it, just like with the Chinese god of wealth. It's like, or put this in and money will come to you. So it's all about material wealth or money wealth in some ways. But I think, well, you could just send money to a televangelist who promises you money if you send them money, kind of a thing. So that trivializes, or at least it's just not anywhere near the depth of Lakshmi. What I want to focus on today about Lakshmi is her mudras. So with her right hand, she has, left hand is giving, right? It's down, and it's like, here, have this. And her right hand is the Abhaya Mudra. You'll see this in the Shiva Nataraja as well. It's like assurance. It's okay. It's all right, right? So it's giving, it's abundance, and it's enoughness. So how do you have abundance and enoughness? Those are two kind of contradictory things in the Lakshmi Mudras. And it's that notion of you need an abundant worldview. So it's like my mom, I realized one of the reasons we clash sometimes was that she had a scarcity worldview, and I had an abundance worldview. And so she felt like if I complimented Debbie, love your haircut, then Patricia would say, well, what's wrong with mine? And so that's a scarcity worldview. Like there's only one compliment to go around. Who am I going to give it to, right? That there's not enough or not love. You see that with siblings when a new sibling comes on and it's like, you don't love me enough. And so you make a choice to have abundance or a paucity, a scarcity worldview. And Lakshmi is saying, take the abundant view, right? But if you'll notice in the diagram, the gold coins, those little dots that are coming down out of her, it's out of the Abhaya hand, right? It's not out of the giving hand. So you would think that the coins would be out of the here, I'm giving, right? That's what that would be, but it's here. And it's not just about wealth, it's about, it's okay, you're enough, and there's plenty, to go around. And particularly for us, we are creatures of abundance. We have so much more than most people in the world. We are what is it Layla was calling us, the something minority. We are a minority, but we do have more. We use more, we waste more, we have more than the whole rest of the world. Not to make you feel guilty about that. I mean, like I'm trying. It's like Amazon is my symbol for that. It's the company I hate to love. I just really don't want to like it, but damn, it's so convenient. And I don't have to run to the store, and I don't have to use gas, right? I can rationalize anything. But at any rate, today on the practice, we often get in and say, oh, my body won't do that. Or I used to do that, but I can't do that anymore. And so that's a scarcity worldview of like what I can't do. So celebrate what you can do. I'm telling you, there's so many people now who would love to be able to sit on the floor and get up and down off the floor. This is not a small thing, especially as we get into those higher ages. So practice with a sense of abundance and the wealth of your body being here and strong and easy. And when we do that, when we hold those two together, being enough, I am enough, I have enough, it's enough. And that's the Abhaya Mudra. And I live in a world of abundance, not just things. Yes, we have things. But when we do that, we allow ourselves to go into our heart, to not shield it. And when we do that, we experience a kind of bliss, not happy, happy bliss, but a sense of okayness, right? The enoughness. You're okay. So settle into your enoughness of your seat. Take some nice, deep, full breaths. Go deep. Breathe the whole circumference of the torso, the whole ribs. Think about the rib cage expanding 360. And as you exhale through the nose, slow, easy, not forced slow, but easy, slow, just no hurry exhales. And then a nice full 360 inhale at your own pace and a slow exhale. Sometimes it helps to count. So if you're counting, the inhale can be 2, 3, 4 counts, whatever you want. And the exhale longer than your inhale. Maybe it's 1 count longer. Maybe it's way more. Notice if you start to get into the scarcity framework of like, oh, I've got to make it like double. I know she says double. That's what this is. I've been here before. Just let it flow. Just notice when we snap into that, I've got to be doing something, I must, the shoulds and the must, we're not shoulding on ourselves today. Just release that and be right here in this beautiful, abundant moment. Draw your palms together in front of your heart center. One soft Om to begin practice. Inhale. Om. Release your hands. Flutter your eyes open. And come to, what are we doing today? Oh yeah, hands and knees. That's a shock. So I do have a bit of a playlist. You guys online, let me know if, like, I don't think you'll be able to hear it. If you want the playlist, I'll send it to you. But it's all Lakshmi chants, and maybe you'll listen to them, maybe you won't. Doesn't matter. All right, so come to hands and knees. This pose we're in all the time in this practice. Spread the fingers. Pull the thumbs and the index fingers towards each other as you press down the roots of the fingers right at where the fingers meet the palms. Lift where your wrist meets the palm just a little bit. It's not off the floor. You're trying to lift it. And then pull that strength and energy up the arms, soften between the shoulder blades, and begin to tuck your tailbone on your exhale. Lift your side ribs, bow your head. Inhale, lift your sits bones. Shoulder blades slide down the back, collarbone, head lifts. Exhale, contract. And slowly initiate the movement with the pelvis. The head just follows. See how much movement you can get in the pelvis. You can keep doing this, or your option is to shift back on the cat and then pull through all the way up. All right. When you come to hands and knees, step your left leg forward. Put the blocks, you can put 2 stacked on top of each other if you want a high stack. And begin to open, so the right arm's on the block, the left arm. So have your right blocks. Carol, move your blocks up. Yeah, give yourself some space. Debbie, move the block, not right inside the foot, but yeah, some space to turn. Jerry, blocks on the inside. There you go. All right, and stretch it up. Now, you move your blocks a little bit forward so you have some room. Jerry, right arm, right hand down. Thanks, Jill. Give it a go. Yeah. So now we're going to thread through, right? Oh, yeah. So you have to make enough space in there. That for me is one way to activate the abundance worldview, to feel like you have enough, is to have enough space. And in my younger days, I thought space was a bigger house, you know, a room for everybody. But still, that didn't work. The space is internal. Oh. The next time you're up, stay up and wrap your arm behind you and reach around the back and open, look all the way over your left shoulder. And release. Change sides. Haul your right foot forward. Move your blocks over to the left and a little forward. So there's plenty of room, almost mat width apart. So the blocks are on the outer edge of the left side of the mat there. And yeah, open. Oh. As much, you have a lot of weight on the left hand, but pull away from the blocks as well. And then on your exhale, thread through and inhale, expand. Open up, see how much room you can make. Contract and expand. Inhale on your expansion. Exhale when you're turning under and twisting. A couple more. Oh, make them big. Just reach for the edges. The next time you're up, stay up. And wrap the right arm behind you, bend the elbow. So you keep the right shoulder back. Don't roll it forward. And then maybe it's just behind you. Maybe you've just got it on your sacrum. Maybe you can reach it all the way around and look over your right shoulder. Nice deep twist. Good. Release. All right. Come to hands and knees again. And this time, stretch your left leg off to the side. So you're on the inner edge, the big toe side. Lift your baby toes off the floor. Press down on the inner heel and the inner big toe side and pull it towards you. You should feel a little stretch in the inner thigh. You there? Oh, yeah. And here, do a little cat-cow. Maybe shift back if your knee can take it. Otherwise, do it right in the hips and stretch forward. Keep this leg active. It's not on a vacation. It is not yet in Tahiti, so keep the left leg here in Dallas, engaged. I'm going to be resentful of that for a long time, Sherry. It's okay. Oh. All right, change sides. So engage the left leg. So the baby toes are peeling off the floor. You've just got the inner edge of the right foot on the floor, but lift your right arch. Don't let the right arch collapse. And then do a couple of cat-cows. They can be quite small or large. Just see what your body needs right this moment. All right. Come back to hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Down doggish. Pedal it out. Oh, gosh, those calves. Yes. And as you're pedaling out, keep walking the feet a little wider apart until they get mat width apart, all the way apart. Bend your knees, from your hands, push back. So the heart's going closer to the knees, widen the knees over the ankles, and waddle your hands back towards your toes. Come into half forward bend air chair. Shift your heel and knees over your heels. And the knees are right over the heels, the ankles, and back. Then the bums way back. Widen the inner thighs as you hug your heels towards each other. That'll give you something to do. Talk about abundance and enoughness. Hug in enough, and then with abundance, you take the inner thighs way back. Stretch the arms forward. And inhale, press up. We are up. What a concept. Step to the top of your mat. Have your blocks near you. And just stand for a moment. Feet parallel right under your knees, hips, everything's lined up. Soften the knees. So it's like you're pressing the shins forward. A little press. Hug the heels towards each other. Inner thighs move back. Tailbone down, belly button up and in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway up. You can walk the fingertips up the shins or keep them on the floor and bow on your next exhale. Do that a couple of times. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bow. And this time you can step your left leg back, straight leg lunge. Bring your blocks low, medium, high if you need them, or keep the fingertips on the floor. And as you exhale, bend the back knee, straighten the front leg. Inhale, extend, back to lunge. So we're doing straight front leg, bent back leg, and then bent front leg, straight back leg, back and forth. Stretching the hamstrings, little dynamic warm up. We're not holding it too long, just hold it until you feel it and then move it back. So Lakshmi is about the senses. So she is operating when you feel the muscles go, oh, we need to do that more. Step back, plank pose. Hover. Soften between the shoulder blades. Side ribs lift. Inner edges of your upper thighs lift. Hug your heels back isometrically towards each other to engage the legs. And then lower down, full chaturanga or knees, chest, and chin. Whew. Walk the fingertips out, Spider-Man Cobra. Shrug the shoulders, lift the head of the arm bones. Set your legs. Widen the feet, mat width apart if you need to. Click the baby toenails down. I like my legs long. I'm wide apart because it helps with the back. Then pull from the heels to the glutes. Belly button lifts up, side ribs lift, upper body lift. Not leading with the chin, pressing the center back of the head back and salsa the shoulders. And release. Plant your hands, down dog. All right, step the left foot forward. I believe that's the correct one. Blocks if you want them, low, medium, high. And here's where we get in. If you see somebody next to you, oh, they're down on the floor already. I guess I better take my blocks away. Nah, keep them. You know, keep them high, keep them medium, keep them low, whatever you need. And now extend through from the core of the pelvis out through the legs. And then exhale, bend the back knee, straighten the front leg, back and forth. Oh, yeah. Breathe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. All right. Step back, plank pose. Hover. Hold it. Soften between your shoulder blades. The head's in line with the spine, and then lower down, either full chaturanga or just get to the floor as safely and gracefully as you can. Interlace the hands behind the back or hold a strap. Set your legs. So I like my legs mat width apart, toes mat width apart. Put the baby toenail down, spread the toes, pull from the heels to the glutes, belly button lifts, tailbone down, and lift. Pull back like someone's pulling your wrist, and lift. Oh. And inhale, lift a little bit. Exhale, you lower a little bit. Inhale, lift, and look over your left shoulder. Exhale, down a little bit. Inhale, lift, and look over your right shoulder. Again, left on the inhale. Oh, anybody tired of this? I am. And one more. Lift over the right shoulder. And release. Back to child's pose or downward facing dog. All right, let's get going. Okay. Walk your hands back, your toes, air chair, reach it up, shift your weight way back, knees stay back, and then push down, rise up. Okay. MC Yogi. Yeah, he's like a yogi rap guy. He's cool. He was young. I think he's gotten older now, but anyway. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow forward. Have your blocks near you. Inhale, step your left foot back, straight leg lunge. Spin the back foot down. Windmill the arms up into warrior two. Left hand holds the inner back thigh. Reverse it. And then rebend the front knee. Lift, curl back. Do it your best one. Like this is the last one you're ever going to do, and you want it to be super wonderful, juicy. And then forearm on the thigh, or the hand to a block or the floor, inside the knee. Left hand on the left hip. Stack your shoulders. Stretch your top arm alongside your ear. Hand to half beach babe, left hand to the back of the head. Pull the shoulder blade back, pull the armpit back, push your head into your hand and curl up. Spin that, make it deep. And release, straighten the front leg. Come into triangle pose. You can come up. If you have your hand on your leg, that's fine, but don't put weight down. Lift away from whatever your hand is touching. Push up, stack your shoulders on top of each other. Stretch the top arm up. Whew. What a ride. Take the arm alongside the ear like we do with the side angle pose. Nice. And then turn to look down. Step the back foot up. Just a little bit. Sorry, I said all the way. I meant you probably, anyway. Step the back foot up tiny bit and put the whole heel down. Come onto your blocks. Straighten both legs. So pull, like you're really pulling a neoprene dive suit up the legs, all the way from the soles of the feet to the core of the pelvis. And then inner thighs move back and wide apart and bend forward. Ooh. Come up halfway if you're not already. And place your left hand on the block, the right hand into the thumb into the right hip crease. Pull the right hip crease back and spin towards the right. Ooh, if you need to lift the back heel, do that. And release. Step back, plank pose. Lower down, knees, chest, and chin, or full chaturanga. Your form of cobra, Spider-Man cobra, you come up onto Sphinx with the forearms forward. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. All right, is it left foot forward? What's forward? Yeah, that'd be triangle to that side. All right, left foot forward. Spin the back foot down. Windmill up to warrior two. Summer love. Just hold it. And reverse it. Reach back, pull the inner back thigh up as you curl back, arch back. Oh, give it all. Windmill, back to side angle. And stretch the arm alongside the ear. Use the legs, really reconnect. Pull up from the soles of the feet to the core of the pelvis. Half beach babe with the right hand. Push the hand into the back of the head. Push your head back. And then curl back. Curl back. And release. Come into triangle pose. Block can be on the inside, or you can have the hand up. And then when you're ready, you can extend the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then alongside the ear, really long stretch. And turn towards the front foot, the left foot, lift, step the back foot up a little bit. You can keep the heel high if your hamstrings are tight, or slide the left heel down. Both hands on the block, on one hand on each block, rather, and stretch it from here. If folding forward is in your wheelhouse today, do that. Otherwise, just enjoy the stretch. So if Lakshmi is about the senses, what you're feeling in the legs, carry straight front leg, come up on your fingertips, step the back foot forward a little more, give yourself space, lift the back heel, now straighten the front leg. You feel Lakshmi there? You got it. All right, and then revolve it. So the right hand's on the block, the left hand's in the left hip crease. Pull the left hip crease back, even as you're stepping on the big toe side of the foot more, and spin towards the left foot. The back heel can stay up, or if you want a little more stretch on the back calf, if you want more Lakshmi back there, then you just lower the back heel. Oh, yeah. And release, step back plank pose. I know, right? Or you have choices in your abundant worldview to skip that part and just go to child's pose while we go through this little flow. You can release into child's pose and rest, or lower down chaturanga. Come up your form of cobra, or up dog if you're feeling it. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Ooh. And release all the way to the floor, rest in child's pose. All right, coming up to hands and knees. You might want a bit of a pad under there. We'll be here for a few little sequences. You may want your strap for this. You may choose not to go there at all. There are blocks. Step your right foot forward. And you'll step far enough, the back knee is a little behind the hip to where not killer, not like I can go farther, but I'm also not straight up. So you're just a little bit out from there. Breathe here for a moment. Get ready. Come forward onto your blocks, high, medium, or low. And you know this because if you're rounding the back and turning the head down, you need to come up higher so the shoulder blades can be on the back. All right, bend the back knee. If you get a cramp in the quadricep, release it, relax the quadricep, bend it without engaging, not quadricep, hamstring. Now turn and stretch back so you're not holding the foot, so you may stay right here with the right arm, give you some direction. The right arm, opposite arm from foot. You may be able to take hold of it or lasso it or stay where you are. And stretch the left quadricep. Notice what's going on with the front knee. A lot of times I forget it and it just rolls over. Press down with the whole four corners of the front foot and hug the front knee in towards the midline. Don't move it there, but hug it in. Good. And release. Ooh. Change sides. All right, come into your almost deep lunge, not the deepest lunge you can do. Relax the hamstrings as you bend the front knee, bend the back knee, The right, do what I do. All right, there we go. Now reach back for it. So if you lift the back foot and the foot is up, you're just reaching for it. Just stay there. It's as though you're yearning for it. If you want to grab it, I have to shift back a little bit to take hold of it. You can lasso it with a belt if that's not too hard. And then wherever you are, the back knee, press it down and drag it forward. You're almost there, Carol. Bend back a little more, come back. There you go. Then work your way up the foot. There you go. See, you were like a half an inch from it. I can't do it that way. I have to shift back. Good. Feel that good stretch? That's Lakshmi in your thigh. All right, come on back. Oh, all right. Let's work on the hips a little bit because we've got a fun little sequence here. If you want to have a blanket under you, we'll do 90-90 or pigeon. So 90-90 is where I like to pad the outs of the back leg. I'm going to start with the right one forward and come into 90-90. Or if you want to do full pigeon, for some people that's just too much on the knees. So I love 90-90 because it gives us access to what we can do. And wherever you are here, come forward onto your forearms. You can put blocks under your forearms, or if your forearms go down to the floor, rest your forehead on the high end of the block. All right. Now, slide your right leg. So you're opening to the right side. The right leg's long, and you're going to sit Vishnu's couch. So your right leg is long on the floor. You can face any way you want to. And the left knee is bent in front. Right leg is long. You can put a blanket under your hips if you want to. There you go. So you're here. There you go. So you'd be facing the wall. And your left hip is completely off the floor. Lift your left hip all the way off the floor. So Carol, straighten. If you're going to do it that way, turn and face Debbie. Straighten your right leg. Straighten the right leg. There you go. Here. Now, if you take the arm and you push on the inner knee, you push open, right? And then while you're here, you can place one hand down. You can also have your hands on blocks if you want to be up a little bit more, but extend through the bottom leg and lift it. Oh. Hover it up. Having fun yet? All right, and release. Change sides, pigeon or 90-90 on side B. Oh. So it'll be your left leg is forward if you did right leg last time. Left leg is forward. So you're like this, Shelly. Left leg's here, right leg's here. You might want to blanket under this. All right, then switch it. All right, it's okay if you switch it, you're just on your own. Come forward. Oh. And that sensation in the hip, that's Lakshmi. And I like to think, well, I'm stretching it here, and there's more where that comes from. Yes, we all want to be better, stronger, smarter, all those things. But if that's what defines us, then we're in trouble. And then come on up. Oh, wait, sorry. Yeah, come up and stretch the left leg long, right leg on top with Vishnu's couch. I know it's a lot of moving here, right? And you know what? If you don't follow it or don't want to follow it, just let it go. So you're leaning on your left hand. The right arm is on the inside of the right knee, pushing it back. Yeah, you're right. Just take, there you go. You got it. Now face Carol and just, oh. And then you can put the right hand down on the floor if you need it, but lift the bottom leg. You can come down onto a block on your forearm and lift it if it's not coming up. But you want to, Carol, you want the, your back, something's backwards here. Oh, straighten your left leg, bend your right leg. There you go. Now get all the way up. You're lifting the right hip all the way up. You're right on the outside and lift the inner leg. Woo! Lift it, Jerry. Come on, let's go. Get up. There you go. Keep it up. I'm watching you every minute. Shelly should be in front of you. Release. That's right. All right. Okay. Now, sitting on a bit of a blanket helps. Not required, but helps. All right. So stretch your left leg forward. You can use a strap if you need to or not, but reach, hold the arm, the left arm's on the inside of the right arm's on the inside of the right leg, and you're holding the outside of the right foot. So get here. Here, bend this knee up. Now, arm on the inside, arm on the inside, arm on the inside. Right arm on the inside, right arm on the inside. Left arm over here, or it can be on a block if you need the support. All right, so when we shift back, we're not collapsing back. We will shift back, but you're still upright, right? So here's where if you need a handy dandy arm extender, lift the foot up so it's facing me, like so. Show me the sole of your foot. Show me your sole. There you go. But if you're back, you're not collapsing, you're lifting up. And this is where using this hand can help on the block or the hand behind you a little bit. And then pull it back like you're cocking a bow and push it forward. Not all the way straight. Pull it back and back. So if you're pulling the knee back, it's not the foot back, the knee is coming back, right? Foot's kind of on the same plane. Oh, yeah. And then bring it in front of you and do a little baby cradle here. Flex the foot. Come on, Baba. Let's go. All right. Lift up, lift up, lift your low back up and in. Pull. So it's like your left elbow is kind of in the inner left thigh, correct? And it's pushing the left thigh away and the right elbow. And then the left hand is pulling the ankle towards you. And then rock your baby. I know, here's an option for those of you who are bendier, is you can place the sole of the foot in the, now you got to sit up to it. Woo! That'll Lakshmi your eyes right open. Yeah, and just give it a little rock, rock. Lift up, lift your low back up. There you go. Watch him every minute. And then cross it over. And the bottom leg now is going to get a pretty good little stretch here. Really work through the bottom leg and pull the baby toe side of your left leg back towards your outer left hip as you lift up and over. So it's not a collapse, it's a lift up and over. So you're just tilting until you feel the hamstring go, Lakshmi! All right, release, shake off. All right, it's like half happy baby sitting up, right? So what happens here is we will tend to collapse. So you want to keep, that's why sitting on a blanket or two to help you tilt your hips forward helps. Keep your right leg strong and working. And now just show me the sole. The arms on the inside. And then just pull the knee back. So we're not going out, we're just pulling it back like you're cocking a bow. Pull it back. It goes out a little bit, but that's not its drive. So lift up, pull it back. Lift up, pull it back. All right. All right. And now, baby cradle. Wiggle your left elbow and the inner left thigh as you pull the shin in. Then you're pulling with the right hand, pull the foot towards your right shoulder. And then rock, rock. You can go deeper if you've got it, but not at the expense of this, right? You've got to be able to sit. Now, the right leg is really working here. Work the right leg until you feel, that's Lakshmi. Oh, yeah. Who knew? She's so pretty, and she's just sitting there giving you gold coins, and you think, oh, this is going to be easy. And she'll say, yeah, there's a lot going on, but it's enough. All right. Cross it all the way over. Now a big hamstring stretch here. So that means your right leg has to be super active. And for those of you who tend to hyperextend anyway, you feel like you're trying to push, like you're trying to bend your bottom knee, like pull it up. Now tilt forward so you don't hyperextend there. Dig your right heel in and pull it back so the knee softens. Oh, yeah. All right, that was so much fun. We're going to do more. All right, so bend your right knee, and you're just going to take the left leg out a little bit, maybe to the edge of the mat, maybe slightly off the mat. Left hand holds on to the right ankle, so you're crossing the body. Lift up and over. Oh. So you're going towards the engaged left leg, a little bit off to the side. You can take it a little farther if you want, but it's nice to have it off to the side. And the right knee you're pulling the ankle back, but it can open out a bit. You can let the right knee open out. Oh, yeah. And change sides. Pull the other one up. So you're crossing opposite hand to ankle. Stretch it up and over, legs engaged. So you're pulling all the way up into the core as you stretch out. Jerry, take your right leg over towards Jill. A little bit more. Go brave. Now, there, let her grab your foot. Tickle, tickle. All right, stretch it out. Oh, yeah, get into the QL, that side back body that gets so tight and short. All right, release. All right. All right, cross your, bend your right knee. Here's where you might want to strap. If holding the foot, the outside of the foot's not an option, right? So if you can hold the foot and straighten it, go here. Otherwise, take the strap around the sole of the foot and hold it as close to the foot as you can go with the same hand, same leg, right? All right, so here's what we're doing. Lean back on your right hand, so you're on your right hip. Not too far, going too far, because you got to come up. And lean back. And come up. Lift up, pull up. Lean back. And come up. Lean back. And come up. Now, see if when you lean back, try not to lower the leg as you come up to it. Rather than do this, right, which is what we were doing. You're lifting this here and coming up to it. It'll drop a little bit, but ooh, yeah. There you go. All right, release. That was so much fun. Side B, you might not be, if you hold on to one side, sometimes I can't hold on to the other side. All right, sometimes leaning over helps you get it, but the left hand is holding on to the outside of the right foot, correct? Shift up, lean back as much as you want to, and then push yourself forward. So the leg is coming up and down, right? But you're using the core, straighten the leg, Jerry, as best you can, straighten it, let out on those, there you go. Now, do this a couple of times, and then when you're ready, start to do some where you come up to the leg. You might have to come a little slower, so you're having to pull more, so the leg doesn't move up and down as much. Moves a little bit, but you feel more stretch here when you do that. Oh, I'm trying to lift up to it. All right. Okay. Now, same thing, only different. So right knee is bent. Wait a minute. Oh, right. I want to do this. Okay, so slide your right leg long and come back to Vishnu's couch. You can face, you're sitting on your right hip, right leg long, and then come forward. And this is where you may need the strap. Reach the left hand for the right foot and come forward. So you're folding way forward, like you're trying to put your chest on the floor. Bend your right elbow. So you're doing a little mini chaturanga on that side. All right, come up, switch sides. Left leg is long. You're sitting on your left hip. The right hip's all the way up. You're not sitting back. You're rolling all the way to the left hip. Flex the foot. Now walk up and you're coming straight off. So I'm not coming out towards the hand. I'm coming straight off my hips. Plant your left hand, make it like a chaturanga, bend the elbow, and reach for the bottom, the straight leg foot. There you go. There you go. There you got it. There you got it. That's okay. You got it. Oh, find that deep hip opener. And it stretches the back as well. And come on up. All right. So here's the fun. We've done this before, not often. Debbie's like, oh my God, why did I come? Is this what it's going to be like for 8 weeks? Maybe. All right. So let's see if I can do it just to show you. I know Jill can do it. All right. So what I'm doing is pulling, taking this into the right and stretching up. So let me talk you through it. Okay. So your bent knee is your right knee. Lasso your left foot. You can, yeah, you'll be able to hold. Take your opposite arm. So this is my left leg. This is my right arm. So I'm reaching the right arm for the foot. Now, this left arm goes inside. And you know how we push against the thigh there? You got to really wedge it in. Now you shift all the way to your right bum and you pull it up and over. Oh, yeah. That's fun. Or you do some version of what we've already done and release. Okay. It's just fun to give it a try. We all like these fun little pretzel-y things. But again, this one that we did right here, do that one. If this is where you are and this is where you feel abundant, then do that. We're just switching and going a little bit crazier. All right. So if you can hold on to the foot, hold on to it. With the opposite hand, got lost here. You're wiggling the left hand now, really working, because this thigh, the bent knee, the one leg you're going to straighten, and that arm need to really push against each other. Right and right. Right and right. Right makes right. Right makes right. I was watching Camelot the other day. All right. Now, shift over, and you want to get low, right? You want to get low into it. Now, shift over onto, oh, yeah. The idea is like Jill taking the arm behind the head. Yep, yep, you got it. Debbie, yep. Lift your head, Debbie. Lift your head. Oh, there you go. I know I can't do it behind it either. All right. And extend. Let out on the rope if you need it to straighten. Oh, and release. All righty. Take a nice wide. Sorry to. Oh, yeah. Just a nice wide stretch. And lift up. So you're not bending at the waist, you're lifting up and tilting. So it's not this, it's up and over. And so this may be exactly where you need to be. The feet are active. You're pulling the toes back, extend long. Press the heels down and bend the knees. So dig your heels in and pull them back so the knees bend and go straight up. Feel a lot more stretch right in here. And release. Come into a little easy Baddha Konasana, not a hard one, but an easy one. Soles of the feet together, hold on to the ankles. The elbows iron the inner thighs and stretch. Hinge for, wow. Just got into a new little crick there. Okay. Come on down on your back. Oh, enjoy the backness. And draw your knees into your chest. Open the arms in a T position. And rock the knees to the right side. And you can place a block between the knees that helps you not suspend the top leg. And then open, twist the body towards the left as the knees go to the right. Ah. And the outer top hip, your outer left hip, moves away from your armpit. Make as much space between your shoulder and your hip socket. Nice, slow, easy, deep twist. And then come back to center. Even out. And just pause a minute before you go to side B to notice, like, not to beat a dead horse, but how abundant the left side feels that got stretched. And then draw your knees in and rock the knees to the left. Put a spacer, a blanket, a block between the knees if the knees don't easily connect. Then stretch the right arm out. Lift your shoulder blades, hug them in, and then roll your ribs to the right. And secret sauce, outer right hip rolls away from the right armpit, as much distance in that right side body as you can. And then come back to center. Take your block and place it medium or low under your sacrum for supported bridge pose. Feet parallel. Book in the arms, press into your elbows, snuggle your shoulder blades underneath you. The sternum is moving towards the chin. The chin is moving away from the sternum in an even, not too fast, just enough. And then extend your arms long, palms up. Or if you're not lifting your hips higher than your heart, of course, Mary, you can come into supported fish. Or I love your version of bridge. And we used to do this a lot. We haven't done it in a while. If you're on, it may be too much on the medium level, but on the low level of the block, you can straighten the legs long. I used to call this suspension bridge, where now the heels are digging in, pulling back. Snuggle your shoulder blades underneath you, lift your chest more, and extend long. Going across San Francisco Bay there. And then come on up. And do anything you want to do before final relaxation. Settle in, support yourself as you want. Breathe in, and the mantra is, I am enough. And exhale, I have enough. I am enough. I have enough. Begin to deepen your breath, stretching arms and legs. Yawning, moving luxuriously. All the time in the world. And slowly draw your knees in. Roll to your side and rest there, curled up in your arms. And rolling a little more towards the floor. Use the strength of your arms to sit well for the final few moments. So Sally Kempton, who I've studied with her back in the day, and she wrote this beautiful book about meditation for the love of it. And she writes about Lakshmi and says, Lakshmi is the brightness of day and the expansiveness of teeming life. She can be found in rich soil and flowing waters, in streams and lakes that teem with fish. She is one of those goddesses whose signature energy is most accessible through the senses. You can detect her in the fragrance of flowers or of healthy soil. You can see her in the leafed out trees of June and hear her voice in morning bird song. She is chocolate mousse, satiny sheets, the soft feeling of water slipping through your fingers. Lakshmi is growth, renewal, sweetness. Draw your palms together in front of your heart center. Namaste. Thank you, guys.